What is up? What is up? Welcome everybody in. Let's see who all we have here. Had a few people in the chat already. We have, let's see, let me get to the top here. Zach Thong looks like first one in. We've got Symmetry. What's up, Trev? Got R2, R3. He was in earlier. He's going to take a shower, so he'll be back in a bit, I guess. Mike Olson, what's up, dude? Mr. Mick, welcome back. Good to see you again. We've got, let's see, Johnny Bean was in here a little bit ago. Says he'll be back in a little while. Let's see, Mike Olson, Graphite and Cigars. We got Patty Dill. Welcome, welcome, Patty. Very cool with those keychains and what was it? Was it some bracelets as well that you'd made for everybody on Johnny's show? I won the one that said Kramer time. Where's that? Where is that? Here we go.
Open the blast doors.
Oops, wrong one.
It's Kramer time.
There we go. I won the keychain that said Kramer time on it. So thank you, Patty. Very cool of you to share that stuff with the community. Let's see, Graphite Cigars. We had him earlier. Let's see, Mr. Mick, Zach Thong. Let's see who else we have here. Let's see. Octopus Ears. Welcome in, dude. Who else we got? Let's see. Graphite and Cigars. Janice Lala is here. Welcome in, Janice. Ryan Hall, he made it. Hopefully you can stick around for a little while. We got Donald Young in the house. Thank you. Appreciate that. Stephen Franklin. That's a new name to the show. Welcome in, dude. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see who else we got. Looks like that's it for now. We'll welcome some others as they come in. We have, from the Great White North, we have Mr. Trev. And we need to unmute him. There we go. What's up, Trev? Welcome in, welcome in.
Happy Sunday.
Trev is going to be doing double duty. He said he has to watch Pete Thorne as well, so we'll let him slide since he's in here.
Multi-monitors.
Yeah, multitasking. We also have, I believe, from the Great White North, we have Mr. Rob Blackmore Official.
Today.
Welcome in, dude. And anybody else that wants to jump in, the link is right there in the description of the video. You jump in, show off your guitars. Yesterday was National Guitar Day, from what I understand. So I deemed that it was now National Guitar Weekend, so that we could have a National Guitar Day show. So here we go. So I understand that somebody has a new edition that they got. Was it yesterday or day before? But close enough to National Guitar Weekend. So let's see what Mr. Trev has there for us.
We're going to do that already?
Yeah, man. All right. We're going to jump right in. WDFA here, man.
So I've been, I ended up getting an acoustic for a while now, and Brian's last show with his beautiful Koa acoustic playing the Alice in Chains. I've had that Nutshell song in my head ever since. I kind of decided to bite the bullet. We got ourselves a nice little acoustic guitar. It's got some giblets. Of course, it takes a battery. More batteries. So yeah, that's my new toy. And
sweet.
Boy, is it ever different playing on an acoustic when you're used to playing on an electric.
Yeah, man, that action's a little higher.
Guitar player, I think.
Yeah. Action a little higher, strings a little bigger. You got to really.
And the pain right here.
And the pain there, yeah. Have you learned any acoustic tunes on it yet?
No, I've just been kind of fiddling around with the riffs I know from electric on it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, diligence is the key here. You got to make sure you're up on that fret where you got to be. If you going too far back, you get buzzy. He set the action pretty low for me. You guys can see that.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. You have a question in the chat already. What brand is it?
Well, it's a cat's eyes, and it's made in Japan by Tokai. Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's it's not a low end guitar by any stretch. And the beauty of it is that the shop I got it from has an espresso machine, and I do work for them on their espresso machine. So
Ah,
it's
there we go.
great. I didn't actually go out of pocket for this.
Well, that's always good.
Mind you, they've got 2 years worth of service calls.
So you got to make sure you fix it where they don't need it, throughout those 2 years.
Well, either that or just job security. Make sure it's only going to last 4 months, and then I got to go back.
Ah, there you go. Make it look
Knock
like
it
it
out.
was worth their while. Very cool. Can you just give us a little strum on it so we can hear how it sounds?
Let's see. I don't even know if she's going to be tuned up from moving around the house.
Oh yeah.
It does have a built-in tuner. I haven't tried plugging it in yet. I don't know how it'll sound through a JCM 900.
I don't know how clean you can get that thing.
It goes pretty clean on the channel A with the gain down, but
Yeah.
that's kind of where I've been living, trying to dial in this metal zone pedal, anyways, right?
Yeah. Let's see that thing again. Oh yeah. So what is the wood on that one? Is it a koa?
It's Koa, they say. I
Yep.
believe it.
Yep.
Which was kind of a deciding factor, and yeah, I kind of need that because to be honest, blame you and your Koa acoustic and how beautiful that thing looked.
Cool,
So
man.
yeah, here we are.
Congrats, dude. Very, very nice.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So we also have excuse me. We also have Mr. Rob Blackmore official that has something new in his hands, I believe. What you
Yes,
got there?
This is the newest edition that I got. This is the Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 / Signature Series.
Cool.
And this also has a built-in tuner in the pickup ring.
That comes in handy.
It comes in handy. I haven't used it yet. Not that brave yet.
Very cool.
I just really trust the one that's in my amplifier. And she sounds pretty good. Ernie Ball Slinkies. And
Can you able to give us a little tone sample of it?
I can try. Just give me 1 second, right?
Sure.
And unplug some electricity. If I zap myself here, love yous all.
Well, if you get shocked, it can't be any worse than WT Hell Holy that passed out and fainted last night. So.
Wow. I just finished watching that episode a couple hours ago there, and it was funny. All right.
Clayton James Hicks was asking if anybody had a Les Paul guitar, and here we go. Mr. Rob Blackmore has a Slash model.
Right.
Mr. Mick says yours looks awesome, Trev.
Thanks, Mr. Mick. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Let's see if I can get my head around playing it.
Octopus Ear says his Les Paul wasn't made by Gibson. Mine either. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Mike Olson is asking to let's hear it, Rob, so here we go.
Now this is run through a Fender. It's more or less a practice amp. It's a 25-watt practice amp. I don't know how good the sound is going to be coming across YouTube, but it can go quite loud. It has a gain, a volume, a treble, bass, and a master volume. So I'm just going to go with the standard Fender clean preset so you guys can hear the clean.
Yeah, man.
And then I'll switch it over to more of a metal leap sound.
Cool.
You guys hear that all right?
Yeah, we got you.
Neck pickup. A little bit of metal lead. You guys good?
Very
Nice.
cool, man. Very cool. Congrats on it.
Thank you.
Sounded really good. You get a little bit of that YouTube compression once you get 6-7 seconds in, but no, it sounded good. Very nice. So as my my thumbnail on the video was my Kramer, what I call the fair warning guitar. So that's the guitar that I started the show playing. So I'll show mine first, or I'll show this one first. I know that's a lot of everybody in the chat's favorite that I've got. What's going on, Hip Metalworks? Welcome in, dude. Welcome in. So that's my sound. I think everybody knows my sound.
We all love that sound.
Johnny Bean is back in. What's going on? What's going on, Johnny Bean? Welcome back in. Yes, sir. Mr. Mike Olson, a little bit of rat. I was challenged by Trev several weeks ago to learn that riff, and I'm still working on it, but I'm getting pretty close with it.
Yeah, that's beauty.
Holly Lewis, welcome in. She says, "Hey boys and girls, just popping in to say happy National Guitar Day / weekend. Hope everyone is having a musical weekend." Thanks for stopping in, Holly. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Johnny Bean says, "I'm Facebook friends with him, and I just noticed. I don't know who he's talking about." So we'll find out, I guess. I think Mr. Robbie Stengel was going to be
Seymour Duncan, because earlier you placed a comment about it was Seymour's birthday yesterday. So.
Oh, gotcha. Seymour Duncan. Mr. Robbie Stengel said he was going to be joining us in a little while, but like I said, any of you in the chat want to jump in, show off your new guitar or guitars that you've had, that's kind of what we're doing. Bring them on in. So, you guys have any others? You got one right there behind you, Trev. What's that one?
Well, it's kind of a Gibson. The old Epiphonic Jura Prophecy.
Love that headstock.
That's my number one. Yeah.
Sweet. Now, what are those made of? Is it a mahogany body with a maple cap?
I believe it is. I think it's mahogany, and yeah, maple cap.
Mm-hmm.
up in here.
Yep. Let's see it again.
It's definitely one of the higher end Epiphones that you can get.
Very nice. And I know
Welcome to
you have some kind of SG or something hanging out back there too.
that's in the house. The Viper. I mean, if we're talking about Les Pauls, I got this. Oh, it's stuck. We're gonna have an avalanche. This piece of crap Epiphone with the lightning bolt strap, it gives you 5% better tone.
Makes you play faster too.
I like the look of this, the color and the wood and stuff, but it really is a $200 guitar. It plays
Yeah,
like
hey, doesn't matter what it costs to get them. It's just how they sound and how they play and how they make you smile, right?
yeah, we've got the Ibanez, the old RT.
Janice says that was the tone strap.
That's right.
Ibanez.
No, I bought this one for a couple $100 used because the frets were brutal, and I bought it with the sole intention of learning how to do frets.
Oh, okay, very cool.
So
We have we have a couple of people that are waiting to get in here, so let me bring them in here. So we have from,
and of course, we have the purple lightsaber.
Somewhere above Texas, I think. We have Mr. Robbie Stingle. Welcome in, Robbie. Welcome in. We also have from I have no idea where, from the faceless Facebook channel of R2R3 Locking Nut. We get to meet him for the first time on my show, Mr. R2R3. Welcome in, dude.
R2, brother.
What's happening, fellas?
You know, just hanging out, looking at some guitars, seeing what we got.
Right.
Mr. Blackmore, you've got another one in your hand there. What do you got there? Looks like some type of a Wolfgang.
Whoa.
This is the Wolfgang Seafoam Green. Little
Sweet.
5150.
You added that sticker on there, right?
Yes, I did. Yep. And
Did
the
you ever
person,
get that?
the lovely lady that matched it up, she only charged me $5 for it, but I was expecting maybe a different off color.
Mm-hmm.
The decal, it matches perfect with the same writing on the headstock. You actually mistake that it came with the guitar.
Sweet. Very nice. Cool. All right. How about Mr. R2R3? We have not seen you on a channel that I know of. What about you? What kind of guitars do you have?
That's a shame, brother. That's a shame.
What kind of guitars
Some
do
of
you
you
have
guys out there,
stacked up?
some of you may know me from other channels. I'm wearing my shirt, self-promoting. This is my live channel that I would do with this fellow right here.
Mm-hmm.
His name is David Stafford, Stafford's Music Studio. We used to do a live show every Friday night, right after Johnny Bean. And
Cool.
that's my brother Joe Wentz from the Joe Wentz Project. Some of you may know. Some people in the chat know who these fellows are.
Mm-hmm.
But this is our shirt from the store, whatever you want to call it.
Very cool.
And yeah, there's my logo.
So while he's talking about his channel, if any of you guys have a YouTube channel that you want to share a link for, post it in the chat. I will make sure that it comes through. If for some reason it doesn't allow it, I can put up maybe Facebook Messenger for myself or something. And let's see. We'll figure out some way to get it where folks can see your link and connect to it. So R2R3, you got any guitars laying there you can show off?
Yeah, I can go get them. I didn't know you guys were doing show and tell.
Yeah, we're doing like guitar show off and see what we got. So while you're getting
number one right now.
I heard somebody say Gibson, so let me go grab my Gibson because that's within reach here.
All right, cool.
1 second here.
While he's doing that, I'm going to take this guitar off. Let's see. Johnny says Joe Wentz used to be on with him years ago.
Mhm.
I guess that's who R2, R3 was talking about. Mike Olson says he loves the artwork in your background there, R2, R3. I think he's
No
going. Octopus ears. Didn't you get a new, was it a Heritage guitar? You said that was your Les Paul style guitar. You ought to jump in here and show that thing off, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know Johnny was in here. What's up, Johnny? Known
Yeah,
Johnny
he's
for a
in
long
there.
time. Yeah, Joe. That's where I met Johnny back in 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I met a lot of the fellows that I'm co-hosting with. We haven't done the show in a while, but
Very cool.
yeah, thanks to Johnny. I've been on with Johnny before, and Johnny's a cool dude, man. Johnny
Yeah.
Bean, everybody.
Kind of like the
Yes.
godfather of the guitar community, right?
Yeah.
If Johnny, if I could figure out how to make you a mod in here, I would do it.
Well, if anybody wants to, I mean, just put a note in the chat. I'll dig up your channel and send it to Ryan in the private chat here on StreamYard, and then he could put it on.
Yeah. If anybody wants to share their YouTube channel, I'm happy to put it in the chat for everybody to click and join up. All right.
Right on, right on.
So let's see what R2, R3's got.
Like that, right?
Gibson Les Paul Classic. It's covered up by some foam here, so we don't get that little string noise. This is a 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. It is Pelham Blue
Nice.
with P90s.
Oof.
Very nice. How do you like the P90s in a Les Paul? Do you get a little bit of the hum
I
from
love
them?
Oh yeah, you get that noise, but when I play through my amps, they're noisy. But I have ISP noise decimeter, noise gate, which are very transparent, very quiet, and doesn't cut any of the sound. So lets all the sound go through, and it cuts out all that hum and noise. And then when I do YouTube videos, when I do the plugins, they also have nice noise reduction where you don't hear all that noise. So
Very cool.
yeah, so these P90s are awesome. When I'm playing anything Zeppelin, rock, Sabbath, this is my guitar of choice. It is a heavy guitar because it's solid. It's not hollow. It doesn't have the what do you call those things that they route, make the holes in them?
Weight
The
relief.
Les Pauls. Weight relief. Thank you, Robbie.
Chambered.
And so it is a solid piece of mahogany, maple top, obviously the rosewood fretboard.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite guitars. I love
Very
the Pelham
nice.
Blue. It's either that or gold top, but I got this for a real good deal back in 2019. You know, I guess 2018 was the last year before the transition for Gibson with the new CEO. And Guitar Center had these for super steel.
Mm-hmm.
And it still smells like the vanilla on the Gibson case.
Yeah. That has that Gibson smell. Yep. That's
Yeah.
a definite distinct. All right. Let's see. How about you, Robbie? What do you have ready for us?
Well, I got a little tied up at the store. Literally
Literally tied up? Somebody.
Yes, I sang some Wild Horses, and they wrote me, and I managed to wriggle free before they branded me, though.
I thought maybe it was W.T. Hell Holy that snuck up behind you.
Haven't seen him. Hope he's okay. Oh, I got a joke for you. What do you get when you cross Billy Squire and Hannibal Lecter?
I don't know. What do you get?
The song "My Kind of Liver." Oh, I can dig something out. Arr. You give me a couple minutes, I'll get this thing out of here.
Johnny says P90s are sweet. He plans to throw some P90s into a Wolfgang soon. Maybe what you could do, Johnny, is bring that over to Laz and let him do that for you, and it would never get done.
Oh, oh. I'm trying here. Oh, very good. It's gonna take a little effort. Cases all over the place. Luckily for me, the cases don't attack me like just about everything else I have.
Gotcha.
Dig real deep for this thing.
Okay, who the heck is making those Laz noises? I'm about to kick you out of the channel.
Well, it reminds me of the time Arnold shot that alligator, and he says, "Your luggage."
Robbie, Johnny is asking, is that guy still in your backyard eating a possum?
Oh, no. Last I heard, he got carted away to the ER. He's probably back home in his dumpster.
Still looking for his glary?
Oh, he knows what a glary is. He's probably using it as a plate for some sort of gourmet critter stuff.
Mike Olson has asked, is your acoustic guitar or Fernandez? What brand is your acoustic?
That is an Alvarez Yari 1977.
Alvarez. Gotcha.
I had to do extensive work, too. I had to put a bridge doctor in it, dress the crap out of the frets. I buffed out the top because it all had finish checking.
Mm-hmm.
But buffed it out so you can still see the checking, but it's smooth. A lot of polishing on the guitar, a lot of work, a lot of bridge work, slamming the bridge as slow as I could get it. It came out, though.
So it looks like you have some type of a mustache headstock in your hand there.
Whoops.
Ah, the SG.
This is my 84 Gibson SG I bought new in 84 for, I think it was $400.
$400?
You can see how old the logo is and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the two humbuckers.
Very
It's all
nice.
original. It's all totally original. This is the one that the neck developed a crack.
Oh.
Everybody said break the neck and re-glue it.
Mm-hmm.
I took a rasp and I filed the crack out of the neck like 40 years ago.
Oh wow.
And it's still good. I took all the finish off the back of the neck. And yeah, I played this. I did a whole lot of love video I used it on. Most recently, I almost cut my hair when David Crosby died. But it's a good guitar. And in Norland there it was hit and miss. I think they hit with this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's got these spiked strap buttons on it.
Yeah.
Speed knobs, the regular bridge all pitted because it's so old.
I've always preferred the SGs that have the pickups directly mounted to the body as well instead of onto the pick guard.
Oh yeah, well this has the the pickup rings, but it's got this smaller the smaller guard. It's a really good guitar for teeth playing too. just saying, it's very very comfortable for playing with teeth. Yes.
Oh, very cool. Let's see. So many people in here. Let me find you. There you are. All right. So who else has something? R2, R3, did you grab a different one?
I got another one over here I can show. Let me grab it real quick here. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see. I had something there a minute ago. Hang on. Oh, Stephen Franklin has said Laz has a lot of stuff in motion. Gotta love Laz. Yeah, we like to tease Laz a little bit about the stuff that he's going on. He takes it as it is. It's all in good fun, except for that damn bird pedal. I will literally take and throw that thing out the window if I ever was in his presence when he's playing that thing. I hate that pedal.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Baron Guitar says classic. See the bare neck. Music Therapy Laz is here. Says nice. Let's see. Robbie Bryce Regal says that's a beauty. Welcome in, Bryce. Let's see. Baron Guitar says before Zach Wild was taking the finish off the back of the Les Paul's neck, and Robbie was doing it.
Hey, I jammed with Jeff Wheatland when he was in high school, and I told him he'd never make it in music playing that weird out of key stuff.
Well, it shows you what you know, huh?
But I jammed with him when he was a kid.
Music Therapy Laz, he says he's got to go. We're heading out. See you, Laz. Take it easy, brother.
Laz.
All right. I think R3 is back with his next one.
So I'm going to show you this one because I don't have a case for it. I keep it out on my guitar stand over here downstairs in the family room. I do have a USA Wolfgang. I have a made in Japan Wolfgang. But this is my Wolfgang Standard. I believe it's a 2016. And I bought this at Guitar Center for $299.99.
Oh, wow.
$300.
I'm a sucker for the transparent black.
Yeah.
Anything in that color, I just...
Got a little Van Halen sticker down here.
Sweet. Now, out of all your Wolfgangs, which feels best to you? Which do you prefer? Which sounds the best?
The USA.
Yeah.
The USA Wolfgang. Yeah, for sure. That's a 2010. I'll grab it in a little bit. 2010 maple neck, all maple,
Mm-hmm.
and black cherry with a quilt top. And,
Very cool.
This is the standard that I replaced the stainless steel hardware on it. The saddles are from a German Floyd Rose Schaller.
Mm-hmm.
I also put in a pop-in arm because when I bought this, they forgot to give me the arm. But for $300, I could not complain. I bought this 3 years ago, and they had like this mega sale on Wolfgang Standards. They were selling them for $300, brand new.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I picked out a not a case, but a soft shell one, and they forgot to charge me for it. It was free. The gig bag.
I get a pretty good price on that. You know, I've been overall impressed with the EVH line. There's a few that I've had that, like taken off the rack and played, and it's like, this one needs some work. But for the most part, even the entry level Wolfgangs, there's a lot of those that I've played, and it's like, man, this thing feels fantastic. It resonates well.
Feels great.
It just feels incredible. So,
I did have to do some filing down some neck sprout. In the wintertime, it gets dry. But I took care of that. This is the one I was practicing on before I tackle any of my expensive guitars. I only had to do it with one other guitar. I have a custom shop Charvel that it's non-finished. There's no paint job on it. It's a natural mahogany body, one-piece maple neck. And that one's touchy with the temperature changes. But ever since rolled off the little edges on the side, it's been good. It's been
good to go. Yeah,
treated me nice. Yeah, good to go.
Cool. Well,
hey, Patty Dill.
Let's see. Do we have anybody coming in new, sneaking in that I haven't seen? I don't think so. I made Johnny a mod and I made Trev a mod. So if any of you, still have your YouTube link that you want to, just go ahead and post it in, and I think Trev can approve it and let it go through. Or Johnny had mentioned to send him a message; he would post it in there. So any of you guys, I know Rob, I think I posted yours in a little earlier. Let's see if it's still there. Yep, still there. So there we go. There's Rob Blackmore's YouTube channel. Give him a sub. While you guys are grabbing more guitars and such, I'm going to turn on this other camera here, and I'll just start grabbing a couple and showing you guys some of mine. As you can see already, the one that's laying on the workbench, that is the kind of an Ernie Ball Music Man custom copy, and that's the one that has the trans trim on it that I'm posting the videos of the trans trim rebuild. So can't really move it around, but it's sitting right there. I think most of you have seen it. Hopefully that'll be done in the next, I don't know, week or two. I may be on last time on that one for a little bit, so we'll see. But back behind there's a couple. Let me grab those and I'll show those to you real quick.
Right
You
on.
may not be able to hear me, but let's see. Let me turn my
Hang up to it.
turn my noise gate down, and then I'll yell from across the room. You should be able to hear me.
Of course, he won't be able to hear us. The double camera thing. Great. Oh, look at
All
that.
right. So this is my. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Yeah, you should be able to. This is my Friedman. This is the T model. This one's got the classic humbucker, classic plus. I don't know, Friedman model, and then the P90 in the bridge. This one right now is tuned down to a D7 tuning because I've been trying to learn Top Jimmy.
Nice.
So there's that one. Let's see, I'm getting to the rack over here. Here's my transparent black charcoal burst Wolfgang Special.
Beautiful.
Then we have the white stripe EVH model. These are a lot of the guitars that I don't pull out a lot of times. They just kind of sitting over here in the rack. And over here I've also got the Frankie. Everybody should have one of these. If you don't, just go ahead and kick yourself out of my channel. No, just kidding.
All right. I'll pick myself up. It's on the list.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's the chlorine burst Wolfgang.
That is a
Wolfgang
nice
Special.
looking color.
I'm kind of doing these quick because if I take any time talking about them, we'll be here forever.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
USA Signature Wolfgang.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is one of the best playing and sounding guitars I've ever put my hands on.
The
A
tone
lot
on
of
that
people
one
ask,
sounds
are these
phenomenal.
worth the money? For me, yes, it was worth every single freaking penny.
Wow. They're precious.
A lot of you already know this guitar. The Steinberger
Okay.
GL2T with the trans trim. This was my unicorn guitar. I'd wanted one of these since I'd watched Live Without a Net. And finally for my 50th, I bought this for myself. This is probably, if I had to get rid of all my guitars but one, I would keep this one.
Yeah. And he knows how to use it. That's the beauty of it too, right, guys?
It's like a finely tuned chainsaw.
Watching him do Summer Nights,
Absolutely.
glorious.
All right, got the Kramer, what is this? This is the Beretta Special. I think everybody saw this one before.
Pretty recent purchase. I believe he changed out the volume pot and the pickup on that.
I just recently put on my purple Beretta Kramer. I just put a pair of hybrid Ernie Ball Slinkies 9s.
Oh yeah. Right on.
Here's
Oh,
my
that's his
PRS.
later.
This is the newest edition. This is the McCarty 594 SE. I wasn't sure if I was going to bond with this, but I played it quite a bit yesterday. And I think it's kind of settling in, kind of
Falling in love with
acclimating
you.
to the dwelling here. And I think I'm going to hold on to this. This is a really nice guitar for $950.
Oh yeah.
So
Cheers, Kurt. 5150. See you there, buddy. Good day, man.
my 5150 replica. This is, I think we did this 2006, 2007. Put this
I get one of
together.
those instead of the Frankie. I kind of like that better. Just
My buddy Jeff Rich painted this up for me, and I built it. I can't hear or see any of you in the chat, so bear with me. I'll get through these here real quick.
Got to do the sign language thing or get my whiteboard out. Look at a mess.
My Purple Days 5150. This is a great playing guitar.
Oh.
Anybody that's considering one of these, go ahead and get it. These things are fantastic. My Taylor Koa acoustic.
That's the one. That's the one. That's what I had to buy one. The bee.
The Bumblebee.
Love that one too.
I swear I'm almost finished too.
Yeah, he's getting closer, getting back to his chair, so he must be getting lap.
My USA Stealth.
Nice.
Nice. That's a beauty. Yeah, R.I.P. Dimebag. You're right, Baron. Bumblebee always reminds me of time.
And of course, everybody knows the fair warning guitar that I showed just a little bit ago. And I've got a couple of Strats, but everybody knows what Strats look like, so there's no point in pulling those out.
It's not Saturday. It's Gibbs Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, who needs to see Strats today, right? Let me get my headphones back on.
How about Super Strat?
Yeah, Super Strats. There we go.
A Super Strat like this right here.
Oh, there's it, Jarvie. Oh, I love that finish, man. You're a woodworking kind of guy. I love that finish.
So this is a one-piece mahogany.
Very nice.
The Music Zoo did a run of these. So this is a Music Zoo exclusive. So it has two serial numbers, one from Charvel and one from the Music Zoo stamped up in the back of the headstock here. You can see it. But this is a one-piece maple neck.
Mm-hmm.
The skunk stripe in the back for the truss rod.
Yep.
One-piece mahogany. There's no seams in it.
Very cool.
Brass volume now from back in the day from Charvel. Three-way switch. Original Floyd Rose. Alnico 5. Seymour Duncan Custom 5.
Mm-hmm.
And a cool rail. Instead of a hot rail, it's a cool rail with the neck.
Go figure.
What is the difference in a cool rail and a hot rail?
Yes,
it's less output. It's not as hot as the hot rail, obviously, by the name. So it's perfect for this guitar. When you put in the neck pickup, it has a very nice Strat sound.
Very cool.
But just switching from both and combination of both is just beautiful. It's nice.
Very nice.
So yeah, this kind of reminds me of a little bit of like Nuno Betancourt, the Washburn he has.
Mm-hmm.
And so this came out in 2006, 2007. I purchased it in 2007. Actually, my wife bought this for me.
Well, that was a cool present.
Because around that time, because I wanted a Frankie. Remember the 2007 Frankies that came out? That were
yes.
Outrageous amount of money. So I wanted my own Frankie. But just having this one neck pickup in there was just, oh my gosh, like I gotta have one of these.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. That's your number 7, huh?
My number 7. This is
Lucky.
anything. I stopped numbering my guitars after 10. Every guitar has a number on it, from 1 all the way to 10, and then at 10 I just stopped.
You just stop, yeah. That's like people ask me, I said, do you have a name for every one of your guitars? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I would just go my number 2, my number 3, my number 5, number 7.
Yep. Yeah, yep. Very cool. Very nice.
Thank you.
I love that.
Let's see. Let's catch up on the chat
Well,
here.
this is cool, man. This is cool hanging out. Finally, actually meet in person here, Robbie. Not in
Yeah.
person, but virtual person.
Yeah,
Trev,
for sure.
Rob.
Yeah.
Right on, guys.
Yep. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do a little something different with my channel. You know, a lot of channels you watch and they talk about a pedal or talk about a guitar, but, you know, not a lot of show and tell and, hey, here's my stuff and here's how it sounds. And,
Yeah, more community.
you know, yeah, so figured I'd have a spot where we come on and jam and, you know, trade some licks or, no, this is how you do that, or, you know, that kind of thing. So
I want to do that. I'm in the process of setting up everything. Normally, I have my microphone right here, ready to roll, my headphones, my interface, but I'm working on getting a new mixer. So once I get all that rolled in, so I can plug in directly, play. Right behind me is it's covered right now. This is my custom shop PV head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, PV used to make custom shop amps.
Really?
I have I have a certificate for it signed by Hartley PV. They made a run of these. If I can take the cover off, you can see it. So what they did was they put all the same components. This is before now. I know PV now made a reissue of or they're trying to make a reissue of the kind of like back in the day, the block letter 5150s, which are the 6505s.
Go with this cabinet here.
So the 65052, this is my custom shop one. So they made everything the same way if they would have rolled it out for Eddie.
Gotcha.
All the transformers, all the components. I have all the diagrams, the paperwork, the certificate of authenticity. So that's like my every weekend I break that bad boy out with my, I don't know if you can see that, my Marshall cab down here.
Mm-hmm. Kind of speakers you have in that cab, is it greenbacks?
No, they're the B30s.
Okay. Finished 30s.
Finished
Wait.
30s.
Mike Olson is asking in the chat if you could tell the story of your EVH artwork behind you on the wall there.
Oh, this right here, this is from that's actually a Van Halen beach towel. That's from the Van Halen store.
Well, that's a simple enough explanation. There you go, Mike Olson.
I pinned up a beach towel back there. I had to buy one of those beach towels from Van. I actually have two of them. One for use and one to hang up on the wall. And I thought that was a perfect backdrop to put back there.
Mm-hmm.
These are the bandanas. I have my pedal board that goes through my effects loop. And there I just cover it up with these. And here, let me just show you guys something real quick. See if you guys have this. I know you have the... you have this, but do you have one with the Plexi amp on it?
Oh.
Oh, no.
No, I do not.
One of those guys.
Now mine is sitting back there.
Eddie jumping over the Plexi amp.
Mine is on the back corner. You can't see it there, but it's on the corner of my amp over there.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Johnny Bean. Now, R2, I enjoy watching your shorts and stuff that you put up. You want me to put a link to your channel here in the chat? I can do that now.
Yeah, it's up to you, man. Yeah, I was trying to see if I can. I was
Here's
trying to copy and
R2's
paste
channel,
it in the
folks.
private
Check
chat here, but it's not letting me do it. So,
Got it.
Yeah, greatly appreciate it, man. I noticed. I mean, it doesn't matter. I appreciate everyone watching my videos, but lately when I've been putting up these shorts, man, my views have gone up
Right
dramatically.
on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I'm talking about like 1,500 views in a couple
Yeah.
of those videos.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Robbie, you were talking about that last night. A lot of your shorts you get your most views on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I had a short takeoff this morning that I posted yesterday, and it's hit like 1,300 or something.
right. It
And
just
I just put up another one this morning.
So what I've been doing is some of those shorts that you see, Trev, are
Yeah.
actual videos that I have on my channel. And then when
I've
you
gone
go on
back
your
and
phone, you can, there's this feature called Remix, and you can grab the remix part and make a short out of it. So you grab 60 seconds or 30 seconds of a clip
yeah,
of your old video. So I have videos that I have like 200, 300, 400, 500 views. I grab
yeah,
like a clip of it and then I put it as a YouTube short because I guess people's attention span is like TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I'm getting 1,500 views on it. I'm like, okay, if you guys want to just see 60 seconds of it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been noticing that too. I'm like, well, I'm just going to start doing some little clips of songs as well. Put up little shorts and see what happens.
yeah.
I guess it helps when you have over 1,000 subscribers already, though.
Yeah, yeah.
You get
And
those views.
A little more traction.
I'm blessed and humbled by the amount of subscribers that I have. It's
Yeah, that's great, man.
Very
yeah,
cool.
it's awesome.
Yeah, us peons here, we're just starting out and trying to get a few people to watch. So
Late to the party.
Well,
I've been around
I've
for
been
a couple of years, and
doing
just going
YouTube
back into
since
the
20.
history.
Oh, sorry, Trevor.
I was just going to say, going back into the history of some of these channels, you go into the archives on Johnny's channels or some of the other channels, and I mean, yeah, I'm way late to the party. Talking about,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Johnny's still in here. I think Johnny being a lot, man. He's
yeah,
um, just being on his channel. I mean, I'm a clown on his channel. Obviously, you guys know the way I type my humor. And for those who are
yeah.
offended, you're offended. But if not, you can see where my humor is at. And,
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
but yeah, I thank Johnny a lot because he was the start of it. You know, just watching all the Van Halen clips and. Um, I don't know if you guys know I started doing YouTube back in 2017. I did I joined in with JJ's House of Jams and Ben Coombs. We used to do a thing called the Round Table.
Yeah,
And so 2017, that goes way back.
mm-hmm.
And
good stuff.
yeah, so yeah, no problem, Johnny. Absolutely, man. So yeah, I mean, I've known Johnny for a long time. Um, so I thank him a lot for the great start. For meeting
Yep.
a lot of good people, nice people. I wouldn't have known,
Yeah,
met all you, some of the people that are on my shirt here, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Creating just wonderful content and channels and learning a lot. Just sharing the wealth of gear. There's a lot of YouTubers that don't want to share how they do things,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be gear, how they do YouTube videos or not. But lucky to find a bunch of good, nice people that you can share and communicate on offline chats and WhatsApp and whatnot, and share ideas. And I mean, everyone does their own little thing and get ideas from other people to start your channel. And um, if anybody ever needs any help, I'm willing to help as well.
Very cool.
I love tube amps. I love to record on tube amps, but I've noticed that it's a lot easier to do videos with plugins just to get the sound that I want and just to get the ideas to come across and the tone. My
Mm-hmm.
whole goal is to every artist that I try to replicate or try to play to make it sound as close as possible. But
Yeah, very
it's fun.
cool.
Good times, man.
We've got Mike Olson is saying that Johnny Bean is definitely the godfather of everything connected with Van Halen on YouTube. I think he's saying, yeah, I think R2, R3, myself, I know Robbie. You know, we owe a lot to Johnny for getting our starts and whatnot. And I was inspired by going on Johnny's show to kind of share what I've got back here and see if anybody was interested in it. So Johnny's been very very open to, sharing the link in his channel for, everybody's channel and so forth. So thanks to Johnny.
I don't think there's anybody in here that's not already subbed to Johnny's channel, but there's the link in case you need it.
Yeah.
Right.
Very cool. What else we got? You got anything else there, Robbie? Looks like you got a headstock swinging there.
Yeah.
Pointy one.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on just a minute. We have somebody, Jason Mays, that's down in the green room. Jason Mays is.
I think he's eating M&Ms back there or something.
Is that a name that anyone recognizes? Because there's no camera on.
I can't say that I've ever
I
met
see
you.
in the private chat it says hello, but
Let's see. Yeah, I don't see. Okay, there he is. Let me know. Turn the camera on.
Turn your camera on so you can get screen.
yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab another axe.
Okay, cool.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Robbie,
if you want to jump in, that's cool. But when you jump in, you have to have your camera on so we can kind of see. You're not some
Robbie,
Singapore party girl that's advertising.
thank you for the next plate, sir.
Hey, no problem, man.
Robbie,
Absolutely.
when you go to send that neck plate to me, can you on a separate piece of paper just put your autograph on the piece of paper? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Dropbox picture frame, and I'm going to put that neck plate in it. I just want to put your autograph underneath it or above it, which way it looks good.
Hey, no problem. I haven't packed it yet. Let me write that down just so I don't forget.
Thank you.
Autograph from Stingle the Stallion. Yeah, now that I did Wild Horses and I got tied up at the store, I'm officially Stingle the Stallion now. Autograph for Rob Blackmore. Cool, man. I'll do that
Very
when I
cool.
pack that up. We're gonna have some weather, so I might not send it off till Wednesday.
Thank you, Robbie.
And like those shorts are really good. And that one I did, the Where Have All the Good Times Gone? That went up to 1,300. So that means the next couple of days when they do my recount of my views, I should be. I'm not sure if it's 42 or 43,000. I think it's 42,000, somewhere around 42,300. So that really helps a lot. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, this is the Charvel Model 2 from 1988. Okay? These were made in Japan. And they all say Fort Worth, Texas on the neck plate. It's got a JT6 license, Floyd. Everything's original on this. Plays really good. These guitars, the white ones in 1988, they had a fire at the factory. So they only made about, I'm figuring maybe about 600 of them. So as far as Model 2s go, that's kind of rare-ish. It plays really good and it sounds really good. It just doesn't. It plays really good. I'll give it that. It just doesn't sound, or this vibrato doesn't do like what I get out of my Kramers. So I built restored guitars better than this one. But I only paid $600 for this when I got it from this guy I knew. It's got the chainsaw case. Everything's original. I'm sending this to my friend in New Jersey that's working on my 1973 Barracuda. He won't take any money, so I'm going to mail guitars to him. Nice. He's starting a collection. These are going up in price. They're kind of skyrocketing now. And to find one that's not molested is rare. Everybody does stuff to them. And as soon as you do something to a guitar like that, the value plummets,
Yeah.
People like to say, well, it's upgraded. Yeah, it's upgraded, but it's down valued at the same time.
Yep.
especially for
you'd have
collectors.
to find somebody that wants the exact same mods that you did to it that would be willing to pay for it. You know,
But
if you're looking to sell it, you know.
if you're looking for collector's value, though, anything different kills the value. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were still doing the Lutheran joint next, and action's really good on this thing. I slanted pretty good. So yeah, it plays really good. Sounds good. It's
Sweet.
just like the ones that I built better. So
Mm-hmm.
and as far as my guitars go, you guys all know my Kramers. You've all seen them. So I'm just gonna do it like this. If there's a request, I will dig out the guitar. But you guys already know all the guitars I have.
I think we know which one Mike Olson would ask for.
Oh, he wants to see the '85 Beretta, the one I got from the factory, the old Yeller. I'm sure. I'm sure he does.
We got R2, R3 is back with another guitar.
Speaking of Mike Olson, I kept on hearing Mike Olson, so I got to pull this out because I know Mike Olson has a few of these. And speaking of Japan, made in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
here is a made in Japan Wolfgang Special with the bird's eye maple fretboard. I don't know if you guys can see the bird's eye on there.
It's a little distorted. Very cool. So that one's had a bridge pickup replaced?
No, actually, what this is it's not screwed in at all either. Too, I just popped it. This is from a Dimebag Seymour Duncan Dimebucker. It's just the cover
Mm-hmm.
or the ring, the pickup ring.
Okay.
And when I play, I have a tendency to anchor my pinky down,
Mm-hmm.
or I put it underneath that pickup, and so I kind of helps me just kind of find my way there.
I got you.
So that can be easily removed. This little foam piece right here, I put on there because this is a flat top. It's not an
Mhm.
arch top like my USA. The USA arch top maple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Wolfgang Standard has the little arm cut out, whatever you
Yeah.
call it, the little arm
Yeah.
rest thing, the little bevel there. So I just put this little piece of foam on there, so when I'm playing for long periods of time, I'm not getting this red mark on my forearm. But this is a stop tail with the fine tuners.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's Tone Pro's bridge with the Schaller fine tuners.
Very nice. That was one guitar that I kicked myself for selling, as I had a black Japanese made
in Japan,
Wolfgang Special. Yeah, had the
R2
nice
R2
Yep.
locking nut.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know what my name means, I'm sure some of you have already figured out, but it's either R2, R3 locking nut, because those are the guitars that I
Mm-hmm.
usually have. A lot of my guitars, most of my guitars are Floyd Rose, but it's nice to have a R2 locking nut with a stop tail.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get this. I had to buy this. My daughter made this Bullet Bill. I don't know if you guys play Mario. My kids play Mario.
Oh yeah.
So that's Bullet Bill. And the reason why I put this on here, because I bought this from Guitar Center online.
Mm-hmm.
And everything about this guitar is mint. I mean, it has stainless steel frets like the USA made. It has the USA original. Everything's original on this thing.
Yep.
But it had a little dent in the back here. So whoever owned this may have dropped it and
Gotcha.
Chipped it back there. But
Now, has
Put
it
that
been
sticker
just
on
a few months that you've bought that? Say in the past 6-7 months?
yeah, I want to say maybe
Okay.
a year.
I bet you that's the same one that I looked at on Guitar Center, and when I went to go back to buy it, it was sold. Because I called the Guitar Center that had it, and I said, "Can you put your hands on it and describe it to me?" And they said
Yeah.
it has a bit of a dent on the back of it.
On the back of it, yeah.
And
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When I they didn't disclose that on the website. At the time I I purchased my USA Wolfgang at Guitar Center, and it was at a local Guitar Center of mine. This is right before Eddie died. Right before Eddie died, I bought this USA Wolfgang for. I'll tell you guys how much I paid for it offline, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a deal, a deal, man. So 2 months later, Eddie dies, and everything just went
Everything skyrockets. Yep.
skyrocketing. And so when I saw this on uh, Guitar Center online, I just went off the little tiny picture that it had. Go on my channel. I know they put the link in there. I have a video of when I bought this guitar, and I actually made a video about it
Mm-hmm.
with my humor. But yeah, that was I didn't mind. Once I got it, I saw that crack in there, or not crack, the little dent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's fine. I covered it up, but my daughter, I told her to make me a small little tiny sticker, and she came up with this thing.
Yeah.
I just loved it. I had to put
it
it on
looks
there.
good. Yeah. Yeah. It looks fantastic.
It matches with everything.
I bet you that is the guitar that I went and tried to buy again.
Probably, man, because
You stole it out from under me.
I put titanium screws, Futone,
Mm-hmm.
and I still have the original tuners. It came with the the original Perloid tuners, but I had to get the Godo locking tuners,
Mm-hmm.
which are fabulous.
Now, do you find that just becomes useful for string changes only? The
String
locking
changes.
tuners.
Yeah,
Just a lot quicker.
Because-
you pull it in there, you lock it, you
Yeah,
turn it half a
that's-
turn, and you're good to go.
absolutely. That's and plus I'm already locking it at the nut, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really.
Yep.
I just did
Well-
it for quick string change. You're
Yeah.
absolutely correct.
A lot of people always ask that. Well, why do you need locking tuners if you have a locking nut? And that's the reason that a lot of us do that. It's just real convenient for string
Yeah.
changes. You lock them down, tune it right to pitch, and you're good to go.
By the way, if anybody doesn't know what this is a hex hider.
I've seen that on Laz's channel.
Mm-hmm.
It says
He
that
showed it to us
on
and
it, but
Didn't use it.
it's it says on there hex hider. I bought it on the fu-tone.com
Mm-hmm.
or their website. They got a lot of cool gear. And the cool thing about it, since it's a locking, all my guitars have it except my Jackson, my Charvel has the old school. I call it the Robbie little.
Mm-hmm.
We can put the little 2 Allen wrenches back there in the back of the headstock.
Yep.
Roll pack.
But, yeah, but it conveniently magnetizes on there. It won't fall off. It's
Very cool.
convenient, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Laz had one of those on his Greenie 5150s, and when he was working on it a week or so ago, he took 5 minutes to find an Allen wrench when he had that right on the back of the neck. We all love you, Laz, for sure.
Big time. So you got to have that on there. That is the best thing I've ever seen as far as having that part of your
Stephen
tools.
Franklin says, I have a few of those. They're very handy.
Yeah, I got an extra one here just in case I got another guitar. It's already ready to go. Got to put the eye bolts, eye hooks on there. And that's it, yeah. Oh,
Very
by the
cool.
way, this little arrow sticker there is to remind me that on the standard and on my USA Wolfgang, it's Eddie style.
Mm-hmm.
Up is bridge,
Yep.
down is neck. The specials, it's the way people want it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Down is bridge, up is neck. Kind of like the
Yep.
Les Paul.
Yep.
But I understand why Eddie does it that way.
Oh, yeah.
You know why? It's when you're tapping,
Mm-hmm.
your forearm hits that switch.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you have it in the down position when you're tapping and you're up here doing it, right there,
Yep.
I already clicked
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yeah, all my ones that were backwards or regular, but backwards for EVH, I've already flipped them around.
So
And it's easy to do. You know, you just take the little ring nut off and then kind of finagle it out the back and flip it. So if
Try to
anybody's
flip it,
worried
but-
about doing that on your own, it's not a big problem.
I was going to do it on this one, but the wires are so tight that I can't flip it. I would pull and have to resolder everything.
Gotcha.
So
Now-
eventually,
now Now those, the Japanese made specials, those usually came in the USA configuration, didn't they? So somebody else had flipped that over.
I
Yeah.
think somebody may have flipped this.
That
I
may
could
be
be
why
wrong
you're.
because I noticed all the specials.
Mm-hmm.
The standards come the way Eddie has it. The USA obviously has it the way up his bridge. But I know if you were to buy a special, current day special made in Mexico, they're down. And so, since this is the only, I have 3 Wolfgangs. This is the Wolfgang that if I play, I'm always flipping it up, thinking I'm in the bridge position, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna realize I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not. I gotta put
Yeah.
a little reminder in there.
The 2 Wolfgang specials that I've got, the chlorine burst and the charcoal burst, those
Yeah.
were backwards for EVH style. They were like normal. So I had to flip those back so that they were up for bridge. So
Up the
who
bridge,
knows?
yeah.
Maybe somebody at the factory doesn't know what they're doing and they're just putting them in whichever way. Who knows?
But yeah, I know Mike Olson from chatting with him in the chat. He says he has a few of these. I don't know how many, but he says he's got a few of these.
Yeah, I think
So
Mike had jumped in here at one point and showed us a couple of nice guitars and a wall
big
full
time. Yeah, I
of
remember
good
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't show all his Wolfgang specials, but he did show one.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of Music Man guitars and all
Those
that
are
good
nice
stuff.
too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Robbie's got another one there ready to
Wow,
go.
got another one, man. All right. This is like, woo, loving it.
All right, Mike, here's it is. The 85 Beretta I got out of the Kramer factory. 78 custom shop, Seymour Duncan pickup. The same 85 bridge I got from the factory, the same bar. I put the 022 600 volt capacitor in there. This is alder, so I use the Mojo tone, paper and oil filled. It's still a little bright on the feedback, but it's good. I like it. And this neck never had any finish on it at all. This is a Kramer decal I got from the factory and put it on there. And yeah, it has like all my Kramers has the tool pack. And this is the neck that I took out of the garbage, that he wanted to destroy. And I said, not.
It's a true Frankenstein.
No, this isn't really a Frankenstein, but I am going to be building one for Rock Show. Maybe I'll start that next week. I'll let you know. If I'm doing something, I'll text you, Ryan, if you want to, watch it live or something.
Yeah, for
I know
sure.
some people want to see that. Yeah, this is Mike's favorite Kramer, and this is the one I played Satisfaction on. That's going to be on Hippie tonight with Aerosmith. Last Child. He's going to put it both on. I don't know when, but
Very cool.
So yeah, request. You want it, you got it. Here it is. This is an alder body, but I could get it to sound good with that capacitor,
Mm-hmm.
And it's Alpine white. It is not a yellow guitar. This is Alpine white.
That is banana pudding yellow. I don't care what you say.
It's officially Alpine white, and I don't care. You could see the serial number. I don't give a shit. What are you going to do? Come here? I'm freaking armed. Of course, Mike's armed too, so he'd probably win that shootout. But
no, we all know that that's Mike's favorite.
Yeah, so I'll just do this, I'll just do this, by request, because everybody's familiar with all my guitars. So instead of me taking them all out, I'll just do it. You asked for it.
He says he loves the black hardware on it. You know which one I like, Robbie. You know which one I like.
Oh, I saw that one.
That's already on the way to my house here in Chicago. So.
Oh, no. I called first dibs on that R2, R3.
All right, I'll dig it out again for you guys. I know in this day and age, a solid striped guitar like that. Well, this Kramer did all their bodies 2-piece glued together, and I like that to make it look more tigery out of the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a solid piece of wood. That's just a figurine.
I don't know that I have ever seen another guitar that was a solid piece of flame maple like that.
Well, I mean, Isaacson, he kind of swiped that really, really good wood. I just happened to be there, when my friend introduced me to him. He said he could make me a guitar body. I needed a single neck because all I was playing at that time in '82 was the Gibson double neck. That was it for everything, So I really wanted a Floyd Rose too because I heard about it probably in late '81. That it was happening because I knew people at Kramer and they were getting prototypes and stuff. So by the spring of '82, they had them all there. I'm talking, FRT5, fine tuner. They had them coming out of 3 different companies, and they were all there. You could look it up online. They'll say, well, this model was in '82, but they didn't have. That's a bunch of crap. I mean, they weren't there. How do they know? That's how I look at it. You can theorize and think and this and that. When I hold the thing in my hand, I know what's going on. I don't have to look it up or listen to some guy say, well, my research says this. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I like doing this stuff, so I can tell people about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm so entertaining. What can I say?
I think R2, R3 beat you to getting another guitar, so.
Oh yeah, for certain. I gotta get this thing. It's gonna take a while.
R2 for Getty's muted.
Yeah.
You're muted, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Another one of my pride and joys right over here. Here it is.
The USA Maple Neck.
Beautiful bird's eye on that bad boy.
Very nice.
So it looks black.
Yeah, I just noticed the cherry burst.
It's a black cherry. Black cherry cold top. I did swap out the Floyd Rose. I still have the EVH branded Floyd Rose. But that's a German Floyd Rose. I put brass blocks in it. Not brass blocks. Sorry. The titanium blocks, titanium screws. I have a red EVHD tuna.
Now, I have a question for you about changing to the German Floyd.
Yeah.
Did you also change out the pressed in stud collars and the studs, or did you just reuse the press in and change the screws?
Are you talking about the
your two pivot screws?
Oh, you know what I did? These are the original ones. I did buy titanium FU tone ones. I haven't changed them out yet. I haven't had any issues with this.
Okay.
Yeah,
so just a straight swap of the bridge, and did you change the
bridge?
Did you change the locking nut as well?
The locking nut, I did buy another one. I bought a German one, but this one I haven't any issues with. I usually don't change them out unless I feel something's not right.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel that this one fits perfect. I have swapped out locking nuts before where you feel like it's not lined up right, or if it's a little bit wider. The only thing I changed on this.
Uh-oh, we lost R2, R3.
Sunflowers.
Yeah, he's frozen.
Oh,
there he is.
There we go. Okay.
So we lost you at the only thing that you had changed out
is the titanium.
Okay.
Screws here. And obviously with everything with the German Floyd.
Do you know if the USA models have an R2 or is it an R3 nut on those?
This is an R2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think all the R2s, I think all the Wolfgangs are R2 nuts.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
and of course, I take them off just to make sure and look and it is. And I can usually feel I got big hands, big fingers, long
Mm-hmm.
fingers. So I can usually tell the spacing of it when I play. Like my Charvel, my Jacksons, they have the R3 nut, so a little bit wider spacing on it, a little bit thicker, wider, should I say? But the R2 nuts, it has that distinctive feel.
Gotcha. You're getting
But
some
yeah,
comments on that one. Steve Franklin says, "Wow, that's really dark. I like it." Johnny Bean does the rock guitar. Mike Olson, that's a beautiful Wolfgang R2 R3, top quality.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, thank you.
Graphite Cigars is asking if that one has a sister. Maybe a couple of sisters.
Yeah. This is 2010.
Mm-hmm.
2010.
Very
This is
nice.
another Guitar Center online purchase where I actually thought it was a black, because everyone knows. Let's put it this way: everything I bought so far, knock on wood, from Guitar Center online, either where it's been online or at the store, have either come in one piece, no problems, no issues. Um, this one I had in my local Guitar Center, and I went there, and I actually thought it was black. I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
solid black, and when I saw it on the my app, my Guitar Center app, I gave it a name already. I already knew I was going to own it, and I said this one's going to be called Tennessee Tuxedo because it just reminded me of just this. I just love black Wolfgang's arch tops with the maple necks, and I go, it just reminds me of like a tuxedo for some
Mm-hmm.
reason.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to go actually in person to pick it up at the store because I already purchased it, I saw the quilt top, the light was shining down on it, and I go, "Whoa, it's a black cherry."
Bonus.
Okay, all right, bonus. I actually get to see the actual maple on here. Um, so I was so excited when I took this home, and that's on my channel as well. I have a video on there when I actually it's called New Guitar Day, and yeah, I was so surprised. The individual who sold this, I think he made a mistake because
Mm-hmm.
you'll see it in the video. He left the EVH booklet in there, but it's from a PV.
Oh.
It was a EVH Wolfgang PV booklet, which is a cool. I was like, hey, this is awesome, man. I don't care if
Mm-hmm.
it's the raw guitar. It was just a nice find.
Yours.
And Robbie, you know what the weird thing about it too is the guy who not only did he leave that wrong booklet in here, he left one of those Floyd Rose wrenches in there.
Nice.
That's when you the other day you brought out your wrench. I go, I have one of those. And I went down here. I went to go look for it. I opened up my cabinet here. This is all my guitar stuff in here. And I found it, and I go, yeah, there it is. There's that wrench. I have no idea why he left it in there. It must have been a mistake. The only thing I can think of is maybe the dude did something, and his wife kicked him out of the house, and she packed it up in a guitar case and brought it to Guitar Center and sold all this stuff and didn't know what was in it because I'm like this wrench doesn't belong in here, and I knew what it was for.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go, okay, all right. So two big wins. I got a PV booklet, Wolfgang booklet, and a Floyd Rose wrench, which was like unbelievable.
Score.
Yeah, that's my story on that.
Years ago, I had bought a PV Wolfgang special, and it was a gold top, and that's another guitar that I was stupid for selling. But it came with the the checklist, but the checklist I got with the guitar was for a white Wolfgang, so I was like, I just put it in a file because it didn't match that guitar. And I actually found that the other day. I still have that write-up sheet, so I'm wondering if I can sell that on eBay for like $15,000.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sure somebody out there
Ryan,
with that serial number is probably looking
what
for
you
that.
need to do is you got to have your wife remind you not to sell guitars. I've sold two guitars that I regret. I sold an Ibanez J Custom, and I sold a Washburn Dime,
Mm-hmm.
and those are two guitars that you sit there and you go, oh my
Mm-hmm. No, she doesn't have to remind me of that. I have determined that on my own. That's why I've got so many sitting here. But
Yeah. So
she
anytime I
isn't.
ever think of like I'm gonna sell this thing, and she goes, "Now
Nope.
I don't want to hear you crying about it. I don't want to hear you moaning about it. I don't want to hear anything." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. I'll just
Yep.
keep it."
Yeah. No, she's actually trying to discourage me from buying more. So she would probably
Oh
say,
yeah.
"Yeah, go ahead." That's why I say it's always easier to ask for forgiveness than it is
Yeah.
permission.
Then for permission.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
When it comes to guitar buying,
Here's
you bring it in the door, and she's like, "Where's that new guitar come from? Oh, this old
she
thing."
doesn't mind me bringing guitars in. She can't stand me buying gear like pedals and
Mm,
racks and amps. She's like, more electronics. She just looks at it like it's not that I'm reselling anything for value, but she looks at it like there isn't a return in money in it.
mm-hmm.
Where she sees the guitars as if something happens, I can always hand them off to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
If the kids can have it and they can sell it. Like now, like with this one, the big reason I purchased this is because of the year 2010
Mm-hmm.
is when my son was born. So now when I make a purchase, I try to match the year to the birth dates of my kids.
Very cool.
So that gets her excited. Like, hey, look, a 2010. Hey,
Yeah,
look, a 2002. Hey,
got
check
some
this out.
meaning. Yeah, got some meaning to it. So now
Yeah.
you're trying to come up with all different kind of number stuff. Say, well, oh, that matches one number in my bank pin number. There you go. You got to start making stuff up then. Let's see. Let's catch up on the chat
Well,
here a little bit.
that Wolfgang, that Made in Japan Wolfgang, I was playing it the other day, and she saw I grabbed a piece of foam and I was using it for that for my forearm here.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, yeah, check this out. She goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just putting a little piece of foam because I was playing it for over an hour, and I had
I think we
Oh,
lost R2, R3 again.
sketchy.
Let's see. Catch up on the chat here. Sometimes we need to
losing
threaten them with
steam.
trading them in for younger models. we lost you there for a minute, R2, R3.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's my son's down here playing video games,
He's eating up your
and
bandwidth.
I just told him, I go, hey, you got to stop playing, man. You're eating up the bandwidth here. He's laughing at me right now. Oh
He's
my
messing up our
god!
YouTube show. Come on
You're
now.
killing me.
Turn off the
Eat a
Fortnite.
sandwich.
Take a break.
I love you, man. Don't take offense. He's like turning red. He's like, sorry.
Oh, God. No. So let's see. Graphite and Guitars was saying that wrench he was drooling. Is that an original one? Awesome Case Candy from Mike Olson. Steve Franklin, yes, we all do it. We sell stuff and then regret it, and then we get gas to buy even more stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
The Washburn Dime, ouch.
Yeah. When I go look to see if there's any one to find the same one that I bought, it's like, how much? What?
Mm-hmm.
8,000?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was surprised with like my Steinberger that I bought. That was a pricey guitar, but just from the time that I bought it to now, those things have shot.
Oh, for sure.
Way up.
For sure, man.
So it's crazy what some of these guitar prices are doing.
That bridge system is just a genius piece of engineering right there. I think I left the comment on your video that the only thing that I know that comes close to that is the Evertune bridge. Just not that they're similar, but just the engineering genius of how they figured out to keep things stable in tune. And then with that thing, I mean, come on. I mean, not even. You can get a Digitech whammy pedal and try to do that, but it doesn't sound the same.
Not the same. Yep.
Yeah.
I think the Evertune has like some counter springs that kind of react with
It's an interesting
the strings. Is that how that works?
It's an individual system for each string, and there's like little cams, counter levers, and you can set different points so that it'll You know,
And
you
see
do the
that
bend,
that
but not do the bend.
that's how I always thought the trans trim worked. Is that you had little springs that were letting the string, stretch in a different, capacity per per spring. But once I got it and started looking, I was like, man, this is just hardware, and it's the where it sets in that jaw, and then the break angle that it gives, off the bridge for where it
Yeah.
sets in the jaw. He somehow calculated, as you move up where the break angle is, it allows the string to move a certain amount, and each string, has that certain movement all through the tuning range, and it just boggles my mind how they figured that
Wow.
out.
While I was watching your video, I thought to myself, I wonder if the fella who sat down and did the math on that was an actual guitar player, or if it was some nerd in a physics lab somewhere. I'll calculate that.
Probably
Yeah,
not, kind of like Leo Fender.
yeah. Well, I think Ned Steinberger, I think he did all the math on it. He had this contraption that he made to help figure it out. I'm sure he probably had some help with the mathematical equations and whatnot. But I think he is a violin. Is he a violin player? Or
Violin player.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
believe
think,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, just a lot of his stuff that he
Amazing
came
that
up with.
someone like Edward would grab that piece of equipment and come up with just wow.
Hmm.
I'm just wowed by it. The songs that he did with that
Yep,
that
Mhm.
yep.
that guitar.
Yeah, I kind of learning all the little licks and stuff that he did with the trans trim, and I'm like, how in the hell do you figure that out, or that just comes out of you? What he's doing with that, and then I try to figure out something out. Let me make a lick. Let me figure something out, and I'm like, I think he already figured them all out. There's no new ones.
You start to sound like him. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you're
yeah,
you're
yeah,
you're influenced by him.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So, but yeah, I mean, even to this day, I don't think anybody has come up with anything that's comparable to that thing. Yeah, Mike Olson says EVH was ahead of his time. I think I've mentioned it on a stream before. I had read an article that Ned Steinberger was talking about different players that had played the trans trim. And he said that Eddie Van Halen was the first one that he handed the guitar to, and he immediately just started playing riffs with it and knew what to do with it. So just the musical mind, and I guess knowing the theory of where to go and what keys go with other keys would help with that. So, what else we got? You got anything else hanging out there? Oh, Robbie's got one.
Well, you guys want to see it again?
Oh, yeah, there's my guitar.
Precious.
I'm getting good at this look. Disintegrates all the way through, man.
My precious.
Yeah, that is super, super stunning, Robbie.
Yep, still got the original plate that Bill Isaacson put on it.
Mm-hmm.
Still has the original 1982 that some guy sold me in front of my house. That worked at Kramer that told me he bought it, which I knew he didn't because it took the saddles off and they were in the wrong order.
Mm-hmm.
It's got just the regular Alnico 2 Seymour Duncan pickup, bridge pickup. This is not the custom line.
Mm-hmm.
This is the car that I played Sympathies for the Devil on. That also got an hippie. It has the 1982, never used before, Lucido neck that came out of the fire sale.
Mm-hmm.
This was the banana that was going to save Kramer when Kramer figured out that pointies weren't really working too well. I'll tell you what, I was there when the pointies came out. We thought, what the heck is this, Why would you not have a banana hit stop with Eddie Van Halen here? Crazy, 1986.
What would have WTH Holy had said?
Well, I just heard from him recently, and apparently somebody that had bought a guitar at Guitar Center immediately threw it in the dumpster. So now he has two Glaries. So he's all
Yeah.
happy. He tries to play both at the same time.
Yeah, that guitar is just freaking beautiful.
I picked out this wood from that wood that Isaacson swiped, which eventually got him fired. I picked out this wood and wanted it glued together, opposite to make the stripe. And this was cut out at the Kramer factory. This was all done at the Kramer factory, this body, in 1982.
So it's an unofficial, official Kramer.
Well, I was there. Parts are legit. I rebuilt it. It's a Kramer. If it wasn't before, it is now. Since I'm like the only surviving person that actually did work there. I guess Paul Unkert's still alive, but he didn't he was into the dirt. He wasn't into the dirt with us peons,
Mike Olson says that was a big mistake by Kramer. The banana was the best.
Oh, absolutely. Even dealing with like Edward's pet peeves about, no guitars no maple fretboards and no poplar and, no Alnico 2 pickups, all the stuff that I do. He didn't want anybody to have. And, but Edward loved the factory. He would fly in the factory. He was out in a concert tour in the United States. We got a private plane and fly to the factory to be there in the morning. And he'd go through the factory and he would look. He'd pick up a guitar. He knew the weight. He'd pick up the guitar and it was too light. He knew it was poplar. And he'd either start screaming or just disassemble it and like chuck the body or something. The same with all the. He had a custom order maple necks that could only go out when Eddie was on tour. So he would fly in and scope it out.
So he didn't like a guitar if it was too light? Was there a specific kind of range that he was looking for?
Oh, he didn't like guitars at the factory that were too light because he knew they were made out of poplar. He did not want poplar going out the door.
Oh, okay.
That's what his guitars are made out of, and that was a big factor in the sound that he had at that time.
He didn't want anybody else having kind of the same thing that he had.
But there was lots of people, backdoor orders, purchases, behind the scenes dealing. And it's so hard to find poplar Kramer bodies. I mean, that's why I'll take years looking. When I find one, even if it's in horrible shape, I could woodwork it back to life. So I know you like that guitar, and it's pretty special to me. This was made at the same time that Ed did the 5150. Yeah. And I'd say stupid stuff like, I want a toe knob. Why would you not want a toe knob? Duh. Or I'm not going to drill through the neck. I don't want to rear mount my nut. No, that's crazy. I had an 82 Charvel Sam Dimas neck. It did cost me like, I don't know, $250 something, $200 back then. And that was expensive for a neck. Oh, this is the best one. Ebony fingerboard and all that. And I actually had Bill Isaacson put wood screws through the top. I was the first one probably in the entire world that mounted a nut in 1982 with wood screws through the top. And it was a disaster. That thing would come loose. It was flopping around. I'm trying to, fine tune it. And I mean, my Floyd action was violent. You could see this scar. If I get it there. There's that crescent shaped scar.
Yep.
That's from the bar hitting the body. Because I take the bar, put it down underneath the strings.
Come on, Dad, just send it to me, man. It's
right
I know
there.
it's damaged. I've already got dibs on it. R2, R3.
I put the bar underneath the strings like this, and then hit the backs of the springs, and it would just sound like a horror show, and then bring it back. I was always making motor sounds and all kinds of crazy stuff with it. And, that nut, it came loose and started flopping around, this and that. So that's another stupid thing. I should have drilled through the neck. But it turns out that neck had a whip in it that I couldn't get out. And I eventually put a different neck on it. And before I gave that neck to a friend of mine that I built a guitar for, as you know me, I'm very generous. I took all the frets off and played the fretboard down and put the frets back on to try to get rid of the whip. Because Charvel's answer, when I finally got through to him, and it took like 6 months for an answer, They said string tension will straighten your neck. Yeah, hard rock, maple, and ebony fingerboard. Yeah, that's gonna move.
Yeah, it won't take a whip out either. So, question in the chat for Symmetry. Year of the
I
RG.
believe it's an '08.
So there you go.
And it's got battle scars. I mean, he's got a big gash out of it. Can you see that one there? No.
Wait, hang on. There we go.
Yeah, big gash out of it there that I sharpied.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I find that when
what does it say in the back? It's some nonsense.
I find that when my guitars get nicks and cracks and all that, they somehow sound better.
Belcourt rules.
Yeah.
So that was in there when you got it?
You'll notice that wood in there, right? The problem with this is somebody put a junky toy special knockoff on there.
Yeah.
And the posts are half a millimeter wider on the Ibanez than they are on this, so it's chomped out all kinds of. So that thing doesn't work with.
Oh wow! So you Eddie modified it. You did what you had to do to continue to play it.
Locked it to make it work. Yep, to make it stable.
Gotcha. Octopus Ear says his '94 Heritage is Poplar. Is that the Heritage that you just bought, Octopus Ears? Or is that an older one that you had?
My 91 USA Jackson V is Poplar.
Cool. Let's see. Baron Guitar is saying Robbie's got scars to prove on his guitar. Because Robbie came up with the intro to Kickstart My Heart.
No, I did it better.
He says he did it better. Okay. Graphite and cigars.
I've heard it
97.
pronounced Poplar. Here, the next town over, where there are a lot of concerts used to play. A lot of bands used to play here. Popular events would play. The town is called Poplar Creek. And it's called that because of all the trees and the forest around it are all poplar trees. And that's the first time when I started jumping on the show here, and Robbie was calling it poplar, and I've heard other people call it poplar. I go, that's weird because we call it poplar.
Poplar here.
Yeah, poplar.
Poplar.
Yeah. Well, it's like, some people call it basswood or basswood, we all know what it is.
Potato, tomato.
Looks like Rob Blackmore has another guitar hanging out there. That looks familiar. Where have I seen that before?
There's a lot of those around.
Pretty cool, huh?
It's clear time.
I want to show you guys something here. Not too many people still have their first guitar. I still have my first own guitar. I have to dig it out. I still have the body. I changed the pickups on it. I put a new neck on it from Carvin. I don't know if you guys remember the Carvin catalogs, long catalogs that Carvin used to make. You were able to get necks from Carvin, and they would the headstock were paddles. They would just shape it as like a paddle.
Yep, I remember that.
You were able to design. I made my own headstock design on it, drilled the holes in it for the tuners, but I kept the neck from my first guitar. And the reason why I bought this guitar, one, because it was candy apple red. Two, I always wanted to own a Gibson, but I couldn't afford a Gibson back then. We're talking about 1988. And I wanted an Epiphone, and so I have the neck from my first guitar here, which is an Epiphone.
That looks a whole lot like the first neck off of my first guitar.
And a headstock, obviously. I'm like, Eddie. Oh my gosh, I got to have an Eddie headstock. But
There was an Epiphone version of like a Strat style guitar, and it had that headstock on it, and that was my first guitar.
Goto tuners.
Oh wow. Yeah, mine wasn't that fancy. Very nice.
This is a. I always tell my kids they can use this for security purposes. Anybody breaks in the house.
Oh,
That'll do it. Robbie's got another one lined up. What we got?
Well, I had to show this one off. This is my
Oh, yeah.
82 reverse banana ESP stamped Grail neck that I got from John Mancuda, which was in terrible shape, but I do a lot of work to. I had the 82 rejected experimental Beretta body. The body that they didn't want because of these square edges.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is a sports body made in Connecticut. See the route?
Yep.
This is a before Grail body. This is the concept that they didn't want. This headstock was around before George Lynch was known. At this time, George Lynch was still trying to get into Ozzy's band. When I was at Kramer, George Lynch was running for Dennis. He was going every day to 48th Street in New York, picking up necks, Grail necks, bringing them back for the Grail guitars, and he'd tell everybody that he made them. But that was before he got like big. But this is worth the most out of all my guitars. This has the flat black first run, of course, the 78 custom shop staggered winding, Seymour Duncan, Marcelo Juarez wind, the witch hat knob that they came with, and the custom narrow neck plate with no serial number. These are the neck plates that came out of the custom room when people like made guitars on the side and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one I played Last Child Aerosmith on, which
Very
was
nice.
also going to be on Hippie Today. It's Kramer time. I put a very reasonable price on this because Grail guitars go for like a lot of money, and there's people out there selling Grails so the necks aren't even stamped. This is like better than the Grail. This is before those guitars, so I put a value on this at about $15,000. Of course,
So
I would
what-
never sell it. I would never sell it. But
I was just going to say, so it's for sale.
that's a conservative estimate, and you really got to be careful if you're going for like one of the 250 Grail guitars with the C serial number between C3000 and C5000 that have a stamped neck heel. If they're not going to show you that stamp on the neck heel on that guitar. Oh,
Mhm.
and R2, this is an R5 neck with an R4 nut. This is what Edward would use. He would put the R4 nut on an R5 spacing back then. And of course, it has the round profile string retainer. So a little variety to the world of R2 and R3 nuts.
Every time I think of those size nuts, I think of George Lynch. George Lynch uses the R5s.
That was later on, though. George didn't really start playing. He had a Kramer model for a short time in late '85, and by the time '86 rolled around, he had already gone over to ESP. So that became the Kamikaze.
Yes.
Of course. Now those are the same type of body. This is maple, the glued down the middle maple, and he has the sharp edges, but this has the barrel jack. And the Kramer models he did for a short time, they had the block logo, not the old school logo, and he had a big opening for the jack plate as well as a steel coil neck pickup he put on them too. So this was like Kramer didn't like this. I don't think Eddie really dug the reverse banana and the sharp edges. So this was, this was rejected and got sent to Gibson when they sold the company, and Gibson had it for measurements, and some guy in the paint room at Gibson like clipped it, and he painted some Lynch stripes on it, but he didn't prep the body, and the paint job was horrible. It was too thick. It was flaking off. And eventually it took me probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks to sand it all down and, by hand, get all the paint off of it and prep it, and then send it to Marty Bell. And this is the first one he ever painted for me. So yeah, this is it's hard for me to say what's a favorite guitar for me.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's up there.
It's funny because I was just going to ask that question to everybody here, what their favorite guitar was that they've got.
Oh, I got a TKL Kramer TKL case for it that came with the Music Yo's. It's like the best Kramer case they ever had was made by TKL, because Gibson had their cases coming out of TKL, and it's beautiful. I've never found another one like this one. It's like brand new. I don't know. My camera work is bad, but here, I'll try to show it to you guys. Bear with me and try not to make any horrible memes.
I think he's talking to you, R2, R3.
Yeah, no, I'm too busy.
No, I for one appreciate your humor. So
you can see it's Tolex, but it's not the Tolex. It has no grain to it. And wait, there's more. The inside of the case is all gray, and it's like it fits that big ass Kramer ESP banana.
mm-hmm.
And this is the best case I have. I got it unused. Somebody got the Music Yo and never used the case. I hope you guys could see that.
Yeah.
Cool. Because my camera work is legendary.
All good.
Robbie.
More meme material here. Aha! Back.
No, I think it was more like something like that you did. R2, R3 knows what's up. Mike Olsen says that's a nice case, Robbie.
That is
Thanks,
awesome.
Mike.
Robbie shot the moon landing footage. Maybe. Was it real or was it a hoax, Robbie? We'll never know. So yeah, Robbie had kind of said he can't determine which is his favorite. What about you, Trev? Which one is your favorite to play?
Oh, it's got to be the explorer-shaped object.
Yeah. How about you, Rob? Which is your favorite? That one? Yeah.
Yeah, I like the neck on it.
Have you done any further upgrades to that one?
No, I have. The only thing I done with this one was a couple of days ago. I went to Lana McQuaid, and I was in there looking for a strap, another one of those felt straps. This is an Ernie Ball, one of the new Ernie Ball. I picked up just a plain black strap for the Epiphone, and I went over spelunking in the strings, and I was like, I have 10s, on the Epiphone now, so I want to go like between 9 and 10, like no further than 10. So I said I'm not putting a set of 10s on the Beretta. So I looked, and they had Ernie Ball hybrid slinkies, 9 to 46, the gold pack.
Yep.
And it sounds pretty good. I left it for a few days to stretch up, and an impromptu there before when I was off camera there, I just plugged it into my amp and I just silently just tuned it up to see if it would go back into tune. That's the only problem I have with like this one and the Epiphone, like the stay exactly like either a little bit sharp or a little bit flat, and it never usually stays exactly on the mark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough to get, a budget entry level guitar to stay in tune. You can, you can put, like I do on mine, I put some kind of lube in the nut. I've got just a chapstick, that I usually use. And then
That's what I done.
you can even do that on the bridge as well. Loosen up the string and kind of put a little bit on the bridge so that it
That's
doesn't
what I
hang
done with
up.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah. But let's see. Johnny said in the chat that his favorite guitar depends on the gig. So if it's playing during the ASMR Sunday, which is later tonight at, what is it, 11 Eastern, Johnny? 8 Pacific?
That's right.
Then he'll probably play a Strat. If he's playing a gig out, I would guess that he might play the Telly. I don't know. So, yeah. Different needs for different guitars. I don't think that I could say that this one is my favorite over one of these others. Again, it just depends on what I'm doing too. I did that video where I had a backing track and I just played some stuff over the top of it, and for some reason I reached for my black Stealth over all the other ones. I don't know why. Just I kind of felt like that would be the best one for that. So yeah, like Johnny said, probably the whichever one for the gig. I love all my guitars for sure. Well, except for maybe that one. No. Let's see. Johnny says those Kramer Beretta special guitars I have are all stock and they stay in tune great. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's just a little bit of a hang up on the nut or something you got to deal with.
And that's what I done also. When I took the original strings off this Beretta, I made sure that the nuts that were on the tuning posts were tight just a little bit. As they say, like you got to watch that they don't go off loose. There's only maybe one that was off just by a little bit of a hair, and it was just like a hairpin turn. And then I did like you said, Ryan. I had Q-tips and I had chapstick, and I went in with the clean dry side of the Q-tip on the nut, and I just kind of dusted it off, and then I went in with a little bit of chapstick and worked it into the grooves, and then had another clean Q-tip just to kind of clear the residue off the top of the nut, and then went ahead and did the saddles and proceeded to string it. And like when I string the guitar, I'll tune it up, leave it sit for a couple of minutes when I put the strings on originally, then I'll tune it up, and then I'll leave it sit for a couple of days, and then I'll go back to it and just tune it up to see if it'll stay in tune, whether the strings will go flat or they'll go sharp. And it's not so much of a problem with this string gauge.
Yeah, cool. Now I know too that a lot of times when you're tuning your guitar, if you're sharp and you come down and then you stop, a lot of times that string will be a problem. You need to come down past and then go back up to it. Always tune up. Because I've always found if you come down, it leaves the string slack or something, or if there's some play in the tuner assembly itself, that shows up there. So yeah, mine stays in tune pretty good. And a lot of times if it goes out, you can give it a quick yank with the trem bar and it yanks it back in. Yep. Sean Zimmerman says that that's possibly a change in the seasons, making your guitar change as it goes from summer to winter. Take a big swing if you live in a cold area where you use heat. Yeah, and the heat basically is drying out the air. You're losing moisture as your heat runs. So it's very important to keep proper humidity. Johnny Bean says he can play anything. I guess we're going to find out when you try to play that god-awful bird pedal, if you can play anything. I don't know that I'm going to be tuning in for that one. Yeah, I'll probably check it out just to see. Let's see. All right, off he goes. Make those bird noises. You're out of here.
I was like seriously. You know what? I know where Johnny's saying you can use that pedal musically. There's a Guns N' Roses tune. It's where if you recall, it's off the Use Your Illusion albums, and it's like a dolphin sound just before Slash kicks into a solo. It's like he comes up out of the water, and it's like dolphin sounds and all that, and then the dolphin sounds go away, and Slash comes up out of the water, and then he rips right into the solo. I'm willing to bet that pedal was used by Slash at some point to make those dolphin sounds, to emulate them live.
You never know. There's also that Aussie tune. What am I thinking of? Where there's
one
like
with the birds flying there in the middle.
where's like there's some No More Tears. It has kind of a similar tone to what he was doing, but it was made more musically. So who knows? Maybe somebody can make
David
something.
Gilmour, I think the accident was that he plugged the guitar cable into the output, and then the input went into the amp, so it was reversed.
On a wah
And that's
pedal.
how it on the wah pedal,
Mhm.
and that's how it created that weird chirping, weird sound. It was just an accident, and I guess he was playing around with it. But it had to be a certain wah pedal. You just can't use any wah pedal. We're talking about what, the 70s, so whatever those crybabies, whatever they were using,
Yeah.
that's how he came up with that accident.
Talking about lube, Mike Olson says he uses lizard spit. So I don't know how expensive that would be. Might take a few lizards to get a bottle of that. Jana says her guitar sounds better out of tune with chorus. She puts it in tune and it's dull. Let's see. Zach Thong had to split out of here. See you later, Zach. Thanks for joining in.
Cheers, man.
And Mike Olson says the lizard spit is cheap. So, I would think it'd be more expensive being rare.
Those iguanas get pretty big, man.
This is true. Yep. Guess if you got a big iguana. Or one of those, what do they call them?
What?
Bearded dragon.
Say it again?
Komodo?
Bearded
Komodo,
dragon.
yeah. Komodo dragon. Yeah, I've heard that if you get bit by one of those things, the spit has like some kind of venom in it. It can kill you. Be sure to stay away from those guys.
There's a few different kinds of monitors that are like that too. The locking jaw. Gnarly little critters.
He says it's really a product they sell. So it's an actual product like Gorilla Glue lizard spit for lube, I guess. Okay. Didn't know that. And that's a really strange name. Peanut oil and some pencil lead. Yep, that would do it too. All right. You got another guitar over there, R2, R3? He's got like 20 of them. He just has to get them out of the closet.
Which hand?
The question is, how big is the arsenal?
How many do you have, R2?
13?
13?
13
Okay.
guitars?
That's
I was
not
trying
bad.
to pull out the ones that you guys would like. The other ones are metal, Jacksons.
That's in the middle.
Yeah.
We want metal. We want metal.
National Guitar Day
What's going
/
on?
weekend doesn't say a brand.
Well, let's see. I have 10 Kramers that are either built or rebuilt or restored. Then I've got the Fender Custom Shop and the Gibson SG. And then I have the Alvarez Yari 6-string, and I have the 82 Sigma 12-string. And then there's 3 I'm sending to New Jersey to my friend and his kid. The Jackson you saw before, or the Charvel, that's going. I have an 86 Pacer Custom 1. It's a Closet Queen. It's like brand new. There's not a speck on it. I'm sending that to him. And there's one that I made out of a Gibson Kramer body from like 2018 that had the 2 3/16 neck pocket. And it's made out of cheap mahogany, so it's lighter. It sounds a little bit better. And I drilled the holes for the Floyd in it, set it up. Pretty much built a Floyd for it. That was the first one I put in a body, as a matter of fact, drilling the holes and stuff. And that has a transition neck that it's a pointy neck, but it's solid except for at the end of the headstock, it's got a glue line. That thing rocked really good. I did it on Fresh Built Beretta Test, is short, one of my first videos I put up. And that's a really good sounding guitar, but I just really got out of the whole pointy thing, especially since I went like ESP non-tilt banana. Then it's like there's no going back after that. And I'm going to send him that one too. I had a 78 in it. I took the 78 out of that and put it into the 85 Beretta that I got from the Kramer factory.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a shallower high output pickup in it because he's got solid state preamps and stuff. So it's going to sound better through that for him. So it's got like one of the really old shallower with the hex keys on the poles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty cool guitar. I mean, the paint job's really nice, but in 2020 they shifted over to 2¼ inch neck pockets. So you can't do stuff like that anymore. You can put a Jackson neck on there, but so that if you're gonna buy I think that was the Pacer Special body, which looked just like the Beretta body.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna buy one of those to make a guitar, make sure it's an older one, because if you got a 2¼ inch neck pocket, you're basically screwed as far as using a vintage old Kramer neck from the 80s. If you're into that kind of stuff.
Right. I think R2, R3 is loaded up there.
Yeah, looks good so far.
All right. Number 5.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Neck through.
Is that a Kelly?
It's a Jackson Kelly. Let's see if we can get the signature in there.
There we go.
Friedman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice.
Very
And
cool.
I bought this used Guitar Center. I'm trying to remember the year. Mid 2000s, I bought this. I can't remember the year, or early 2000s. I want to say maybe 2000, 2001. This is a 96 limited edition Marty Friedman. I had to look up what serial numbers and the way everything was configured here. It was supposed to only have one bridge pickup, like Marty Friedman used, but someone did a real good job of modifying this guitar and adding a neck pickup to it. It came with 2 EMG 81s, so they ripped out the original Seymour Duncan that was in there, and it came with a gold Floyd Rose, but I switched out to a German original Floyd Rose. Ebony fretboard, the mother of pearl inlays,
Beautiful.
purple titanium FU tone screws, neck through. So it's the Jackson Kelly. My recent short videos using this guitar. So anything that involves metal, Judas Priest, whatnot, Metallica, I'll use this one.
Very cool.
Very cool.
It has a scalped fretboard.
Really? Let me get
yeah.
close up on that again.
Let's see if you can see that.
Oh,
right there.
yeah. Last couple frets there.
The last 5 frets are scalped fretboard, which is kind of cool because I really don't know how they got that inlay to scoop like that. But yeah, whoever did the work and added a neck pickup on it was done professionally.
Yeah, very cool.
Because this is my only 24 fret guitar. Yeah, so I didn't want to break this out because I know it's a pointy metal guitar, but I love this thing.
No. Very cool. Thanks for breaking it out.
Yeah.
That I like the scallop on the end there. That's very cool. Buddy of mine just bought an Ingve Strat And there we go. And that was the first time I've ever tried to play a scallop neck, and it forces you to have so much lighter of a touch with that scalloping, because if you grab it and gorilla grip it,
It'll put
it's
your
going to
notes out
pull
of
it
tune.
straight out of
easily.
tune. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have to really
But
develop
it makes
light
sense
touch.
here on the higher registers because it starts getting difficult to get down there and dig in, and just having that scalped gets your fingers underneath there to do
Gets you a
the
little more
bends.
room. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I've oftentimes seen like Vi will have from the 12th fret down, he'll have it scalloped, or as opposed to the whole neck scalloped. I guess that makes sense when you get down there, just to get a little more room. Very cool. Very cool.
20th fret to the 24th fret.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect.
Let's see.
Now, I don't know what scalped fretboards do to weaken the neck, to make it, because you're taking a lot of wood out there and it could bow. But this is done perfectly at that heel, at that part where you should have no problems.
Yeah.
This thing is stable. This thing, I can't knock this thing out of tune. There are times where I forget to lock the locking nut on here, and I
Still
jam
stays
and
in. Yeah.
and it stays in tune. Unbelievable.
Do you have locking tuners on that one as well, or no?
No, this one I kept the stock Jackson. I want to say they're shallers, but yeah, these are solid.
Hey, John.
Very
Cheers,
cool.
brother.
John DeShane, welcome in, man. How was everything over at Pete's? You have anything cool and exciting? Were you keeping tabs as well over there, Trev?
I had it on there.
Yeah.
Watch it out of the corner of my eye every once in a while.
Mike Olson's got a split. We'll catch you later, Mike. Thanks for jumping in. Oh, he's sick, huh?
Well, under the weather.
Kind of sucks for his day off, I guess. Well, what can you do? The show must go on. So I feel like playing a little bit.
Do it to it.
I'm turn on the sound
Intermission
here. Yeah.
Musical interlude.
There she is. All right, got that out of my system. Trying to see if I can coax R2, R3 into plugging into that special PV amp that he said he's got there. Oh, you know what? I just realized I just played all that and I didn't have my microphones on for the cabinets back there. So what you guys heard was just through this microphone here. Sorry about that.
Do over.
Do over. I have to play something different though. Something doesn't sound right here. See, that's the thing about this Trans-Tram is you got to remember where you're at, because I was just in the wrong key. Ah, screwed it up. All right, enough of that. Enough of that.
Good, clean fun.
Yeah, man. So I was saying R2, R3, I'm trying to convince you to fire up that special PV amp you got there.
I heard you right when my AirPods were dying out.
Right?
One of the headphones, the AirPods, I heard it. I'm like, oh, that'd be great if I could mic this up.
Next time. Next time.
Yeah, when I get my mixer going, I'll get everything all set up.
Cool. Cool,
Here,
cool.
I pulled out another guitar. I started off with the Gibson Classic, and I can end with a Classic. Here is my Sonic Blue USA Fender Strat with mint green pickguard.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That is a very, very unique color combination.
Right, the combination, I had to get it. Rosewood fingerboard. This is around the time when, if you guys remember, the rosewood was getting scarce and illegal and whatnot. So I picked this up. And the cool thing about it is a USA made in the Corona factory, and it's got the big
The fat headstock, yeah.
headstock.
They call that the CBS headstock, right?
CBS, yeah. And
Yep.
the cool thing I like about it, it has a regular truss rod and not that bullet truss rod
Mm-hmm.
that sticks out there.
Yep.
So yeah, this is my number 9.
Number 9. Or number 6, depending on how you're standing on your head.
Upside down. Yeah, it's got the USA California.
Fender Lock and Tuners. What year was that?
This is a 2016.
Okay, so fairly recent.
And I haven't even removed the sticker off the
Oh, yeah.
where the spring is in there, where it pops out. If you don't, I left it in there. 5-way switch. It has the Texas specials.
Texas Specials, yep.
So yeah, this is my Stevie Ray Vaughan
Mm-hmm.
go-to single coil 5-way switch. I love DiMarzio straps.
Yep.
So a lot of my guitars have DiMarzio straps, just going back to like early 90s, 91.
Very cool, very cool. I love that color combination on that.
Yeah, I had to get it.
Yep, that's awesome. Mr. Mick, another gear show. Got to go bake a cake for the Super Bowl tonight. See you.
Right.
Thanks for joining in, Mr. Mick. We will see you next time.
Cheers, man.
Speaking of Super Bowl, I probably need to go start getting some snacks and all that stuff ready myself. We're going to plan to watch that. So I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out and showing off your guitars.
Yeah, man.
I know
Thank
that-
you.
Pleasure, man. Thanks for hosting another fabulous.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Hangout.
I think then I'm going to do a regular every Sunday, probably after Laz, around the same time. So you guys come, stop in.
Door and window. Be better off it.
Yeah, I got to watch for his. When is he normally on?
Normal time usually starts at 11:45 my time, so
Okay.
3 your time,
Okay.
your Eastern.
Yeah, last come
Alright.
on here my time 1:30.
Pete's usually done by 2 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock your time.
Yeah,
Today he was done with 1:15, but he's
all you West Coasters, man.
or-
You need to get on the Eastern time
You're in
frame.
Easter time, right, Ryan?
Yeah, Eastern
wait a
time.
minute.
All right. Yeah, I'm Central.
Yeah. So you're an hour behind me, and then they're 3 hours behind. So yeah, it makes it kind of difficult. So yeah, I'll look and see when he normally does, and then kind of do something probably normally on a Sunday then. So sounds good. Well, again, thanks for everybody in the chat stopping in, saying
Thank you,
hello,
everybody.
hanging out,
you,
listening to
Trev,
us ramble on.
Robbie, Rob, good hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, really appreciate you coming in and finally getting to meet you, kind of face to
Yeah,
face.
thank you, man.
You know,
Yeah,
So you know who I am, not just some crazy dude on the chat.
now we know what the crazy dude in the chat looks like. So very good.
Thanks, Ryan. Good to see
Yeah.
you, Trev. Nice to see you, R2. I saw you some of your videos earlier. Of course, Mr. Blackmore, thanks for the honor of requesting an autograph. And
Yeah.
it was cool, man. Good hang.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for stopping in, Robbie, Trev, R2R3, Rob, and whoever that was that joined us that didn't have a camera.
Yeah,
Thanks for jumping
I
in.
was gonna say if you're using your real name, just type into your YouTube name, because I know sometimes they'll have 2 accounts or whatever. But
Yep.
if we don't know you by your real name, because obviously, I mean, that's not my real name,
I think I've got
right?
mine up
Yeah.
today, right?
Yeah. No, but if you're going to jump in and get on a show, you would think that you'd jump in and have your
Yeah,
camera up
you
and
gotta have a
running.
camera,
And
yeah. It's not a
I'm not
problem.
going to throw somebody in here and then the camera comes on and it's a big, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
imagine.
Yeah.
You can imagine. So,
Could be anything.
Yeah,
I mean, I might
I've-
sit and watch it down there, but I'm not throwing it up here.
we've done that where I've done my live stream and we throw the link in the chat and,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody has their pants down. But anyways, yeah, you don't want that going on.
Yeah. So if anybody in the future wants to jump in, you got to have your camera on so we can screen it. So, no, again, thanks to everybody in the chat. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. It's really kind of encouraging as my channel continues to go on and grow a little bit by little bit. So thank you all for coming in. So we will see you next time. And
Thank you.
yeah, cheers all.
Rock on, everybody.
Cheers all.